All right, everyone. I'm excited to join you tonight. Monday motivational message. Kerri Roberson here from Houston, Texas, and I'm delighted just to be able to share a few things from my heart with you tonight about this opportunity because you're naturally sharing it. You're wearing it, you're sharing it, and your heart's to help other people win. And so I want to just show a couple of slides that I made tonight that maybe will really help you to understand what you're doing and how you can do things a little bit more efficiently. So, my first question is, are you hitting the mark? See, are you truly using the pro system? Because the pro system says that you're going to talk to people every day about the patch. So that's the P, patch. That you are going to revisit people every day. That's the follow up. And then you are going to point them to a Zoom. That's the opportunity where they can learn more about this technology, about the opportunity, whatever. And then they get to choose and decide what they need. And so, I saw the pro system and it was just wow factor to me. How could something be so amazing and yet so simple? And I'm so grateful that, Steve and Gina have created this successful system because I'm telling you, I made a decision to how many people I would talk to. And so tonight you might be thinking, I'm not hitting the mark. And so maybe it's because you're not talking to people every day. You're not following up with people every day, and you're not inviting them to the Zoom. So I'm going to let you in on a little secret that I don't think it's really a secret. But when I decided that I was going to share this, I made a just a profound draw the line in the sand, really the concrete, because I was going to do it no matter what. And that was I would reach out to three people every single day. And then I would follow up with three people every single day. And I would invite all six of them to get on the Zoom. Now, there were days I talked to more people because I had a big vision and I had big goals. And so I wanted to move fast, honestly, but no matter what, no matter where, I would talk to three people, follow up with three people, and invite all of them to a Zoom. Now, I'm not going to talk to you all about the amount of money, but I'm just telling you, within a few short months, the money was there and I realized it. And so whenever I tell people when they go, Kerri, how did you move so fast to senior presidential and then to elite? And how did you get to the top? And how did you hit this income level that's so massive? And here's the reality. I just never let myself fall below three people a day. Now, people say to me all the time, well, I don't know that many people. That's not true. I'm going to tell you right now, get out your phone. There's a lot of people in here. Get on your social media. There's a lot of people in here. I just so happened to come across this little book yesterday because I have pages and pages, but this one was one that I got back when we first got started. And I started looking and I was like, oh, I got some people to call still. Like there's a bunch. So I have been here every single day showing up no less than three people a day, talking to, following up with, and inviting to Zooms, and I'm still not out of people. So you won't be out of them either because there's 8 billion people on the planet breathing air that need what we have. And when you get that right here, and most importantly, right here, you're going to go, you know what? I'm unstoppable. See, because the reality is that your belief, when you really truly believe that people have what you need, you could talk to anybody, anywhere, at any time. And that's really, really important because with your belief and your confidence, people will listen. And so, how do you get that? A lot of people go, well, Kerri, where did you get your confidence from? Listen, I got on every Zoom in the beginning, every Zoom. I mean, I was on the Zoom Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Why? Because I wanted to hear the leaders, how they talked. I wanted to hear the testimonies. And then, what I found is that every single time I heard a testimony, almost the very next person that I talked to needed the testimony. So I learned how to get real good at going to that YouTube and getting that link and then sending that to that person. Oh, I just heard the testimony. You got to hear this. See, what that gave them was a testimony gives them hope. And so you have to know that it's very simple what we do here. When I say we really just copy and paste, I'm not just saying that. Like I really copy and paste. In fact, I am so systematic. I'm going to show you right here. I literally it's there. I will say to somebody, let me get your number. And the minute I get it, I go, hold on one second. I will go to my notes section. I will hit copy, select all, copy, and then I will go, let me text this to you real quick. They're not thinking, well, this woman's brilliant. She's going to sit down and craft every single person. No, like they're thinking, I can copy and paste. At least I hope they are. That's how simple it is. I'm sending the same information all day long to every person. People ask me, well, what do you send to the doctor? The same thing. I'm going to send thisisitinfo.com every single time. I'm going to guide them to watch the first two videos just like I did in the presentation. I'm going to tell them a little bit what they're going to see as they go down the page, all the way to the in-depth section at the bottom. Why? Because I want them to see the overview, the clinical studies, the patent, right? This is it. Info.com does all the work for us if we let it. See, what happens though is people think they have to know everything and they talk too much. So if you're one of those people that you go, I'm not necessarily moving the ball down the field, maybe it's because you're talking too much. You're not allowing the system to work for you. See, people want to know they can do it. And if they feel like, well, I can do what she just did, I'm empowering them by showing them the copy and paste message. I promise you, people are like, that's all I do? Just send that message that you sent me? That's all you do. It's really that simple. And the first thing that the person comes back and asks me is, well, how do I get this? What does it cost? Then I just send them the order form. And I go, I can explain the packages to you. And then they fill it out and they send it back to me. We get their account set up. I invite them to the Zoom. That's what I do every single day with every single person. And so I just want to tell you, if you are not hitting the mark, then maybe it's because you're not truly using the pro system. Or maybe you are talking too much and you're not letting the system truly do the work for you. And so that's really important. And, I'm just tell people, here's the thing. You don't have to watch every single Zoom. I chose to because I wanted to hear the language. I wanted to hear the testimonies. I wanted to see the presentations. Now, I was 9 months in and making an incredible income before I ever did one of these. So you don't have to do this ever if you don't want to, because there's plenty of people that are going to do them for you. But every single day, I was putting people on them. Now, some people might say, well, I'm only going to invite the person who wants to hear about the opportunity because y'all talk about money. Listen, there are as many people out there right now that were in the same shape that I was in way, way back, decades ago, that, people kept showing me products and I couldn't see the products because I didn't have the money. But when I was told there was an opportunity, I found hope. And I needed $400 to $600 back then as much as I needed the next breath of air. And so if you don't just trust the Zoom and put people on it, you might be choosing to be God in their life. And that will not, I want to tell you, when I lay my head down at night, I know that people understand what's available to them. There's no pressure to do anything, but they know what's available because you might be the answer to their prayers because they got on a Zoom and you thought they were just going to get a patch and then they call you back and go, this is it. I need this. And it's not necessarily about the patch. See, people's health fails them. Number one reason people's health fails them, stress over finances. When you start to understand they're married, they're together, you really can't leave one without the other. And people will spend all their money to get their health, right? I mean, I'm just telling you, I know this because I was the person without it. And so just know that the system's in place for you, but you've got to trust the system. So I don't pick and choose who gets invited to the Zoom. Everybody gets invited to the Zoom. I'm going to talk to 3 people a day. I'm going to follow up and I'm going to invite all 6 of them to the Zoom. Because the other truth is this is like the law of numbers works like the law of gravity. If I go, okay, I'm going to make this pen stay in the air. When I drop it, it's not going to fall. No, that's not true. It's going to fall. It's the law of gravity, right? It's going to hit the ground. Well, the law of numbers is the truth too. And the law of numbers says if I invite one person to the Zoom and they get a flat tire on their way home, they forgot about my Zoom and I don't win. 0 people were on my Zoom. But if I invite 6, the law of numbers is in my favor. I might get 1. I might get all 6 some days. But what if I just got 1? I'm telling you, it's going to change everything because one person here can change your life. So just know that. And then are you attending and promoting Saturday trainings? Now, I will tell you, you don't have to watch every Zoom of the week. You do need to be on Saturday trainings if you're wanting to build something here. Saturday trainings is where you're going to get refined. And listen, the reason I tell people, make your bare minimum about how many people you're going to talk to. I will always be truthful with people. You can't just do this on a Saturday morning. You can't talk to 3 people on Saturday and expect to win. You never gain momentum if you're only talking to 3 people on one day out of the week. But if you're talking to people every day of the week, I'm telling you, there's an old saying, you can't do it wrong enough, long enough, and not succeed, right? It's called the law of numbers is in your favor once again, and you get better with each conversation. I promise you, it's that iron sharpening iron, right? You're getting better because there's give and take there. So momentum is in your favor, but you've got to do something consistent and you've got to do something daily. That is really the key here. So I knew, like I said, no matter where I was at. So if I'm traveling internationally and we're on a different time zone, you know what? I'm still going to talk to three people, no matter what. I have people that go, well, Kerri, you don't understand. I've had some family issues or I've had this. Listen, nobody gets a hall pass on life. Things happen to Kerri and Rick Robertson in our world and in our family. Things happen to Steve and Gina Merritt. Things happen, right? No, everybody has life. It's right here. See, when you see the end from the beginning and you know what you're doing and you know why, you're going to find a way. So I tell people when life gives you lemons, and it will give you lemons from time to time, just make lemonade. Whenever you find yourself in a place where you could just be like, oh, I'm frustrated, turn it into something positive. Somebody hit my car the other day. My lease is up. I'm taking it back. Somebody runs into it, doesn't leave a note, by the way. So now I've got to go pay for it to get fixed. Here's the thing. I just had to get to the collision shop because you know what? The guy behind the counter, well, he needed X39. So I can be angry, I can be mad, I can be inconvenienced, or I can see it as an opportunity to put me in a place that I wouldn't have been elsewhere to change a person's life when I put a patch on him. I have the video. It's amazing. So I just tell people, like, just know that things happen, life happens. It's not always perfect. I still believe no matter what's happening, you can talk to three people every day and follow up with three people and invite them all to the Zoom. It really takes minutes. Now, I will say this, your original contact with the person should always be your voice. You should pick up the phone and call them. Don't hide behind Facebook, don't hide behind text, Facebook Messenger. Pick up the phone and call somebody. Tell them you're excited. If you make a post and they reach out, when can we connect? I hear people tell me all the time, well, I don't have their number. We're just Facebook friends. Well, guess what? Messenger has this really cool little feature when they send you a message, you hit the top button and it says there's a phone and you just call them on Facebook. You don't even have to have their number. It's pretty amazing. So just know there's no excuses. You just do it, but do it every day. So you do need to have that first contact needs to be your voice. They need to hear your excitement and your quick 2-minute testimony. And then your job is to get them to thisisit.info.com. Keep it simple. And I'm telling you, people will duplicate what you do. So the last thing I will say is personal growth and development. Like, this is very important. Who you become in the pursuit of those things that you want in life is really what matters the most. I learned that at the young age of 24 when I stepped into this industry full time. I joined this industry the day I turned 18. I always knew direct sales was an area I wanted to be in. And that first company I was in for 6 years, it served me well. I learned a lot. But whenever I stepped into it in a full-time basis where I would earn a lot too, that was when I really began to understand personal growth and development. And I'm so grateful that that was spoken into me because I wasn't a reader and I was told readers are leaders. And I was like, well, what are y'all reading? Because all I thought of is I'm never going to read after I get out of school, right? You get these preconceived and people will read romance novels. And I'm like, that's just a waste of my time. So I didn't know, but then I was gifted a leadership book. And if you could see around me, you would see a library. You would see lots of them. I'm telling you, like, these are just a couple of the books of the month. Like, I'm always reading. But I want to tell you about the book of the month because I was blessed to be featured last month as an author, book of the month, with my book. And I'm just going to be real honest. I don't believe enough people bought it. I don't want to sell to make money. I want you to win. I have 2 decades of this industry and everything that it taught me and what it's done in life in general and leadership and personal development. I mean, it's to me, it's my gift to the world because of what this industry's gifted me. And so I think it's incredible. I get a lot of great feedback, but I'm just thinking, well, there should be more people buying it. See, this is the new book of the month, The Power of Vision. If you haven't gotten yours, you need to get it. I'm telling you, there's a lot of correlation to what's happening in these books. This book is an oldie but a goodie, and I'm telling you, one of my dearest friends in life read this book way back in our other company, and because of what she grabbed out of this book, she went from earning a couple hundred months to over $50,000 a month in a short period of time. So, books leaves a lot of clues. This one, The Mountain is You, I mean, all of them, they're all here for you. So we're not just saying, hey, go buy a book, spend 10, $15 on a book. No, we're telling you because books have wealth in them. Books have answers in them. And I learned a long time ago, the books you read, the people you meet, and the places you go, that's really the only things that change your life. There's a lot of things that happen during the days, but those are the things that really impact you and change you. And so when we talk about the book of the month, we take it very seriously. We're not just saying you should go do it. We are doing it with you. We are reading it because leaders are readers. And so if you haven't engaged in personal growth and development yet, that might be another reason you're not hitting the mark. I just want you to know because you will begin to attract people based upon the way you believe and the way you speak and the way you grow as an individual. And it is profound. It is a game changer. So to become more, you've got to grow. You've got to do more. You've got to read books. You've got to be around people that are positive. But, I go back to success leaves clues. You could ask any leader on this team about these books and we could tell you because we're reading them. The success is in the books. I'm telling you, it's the gift you get back. And so I want to encourage you, get the books, read the books. They don't take long. I tell people I specifically made a small book. Now, what I love about my book, somebody the other day goes, "Man, you should make a workbook to go with it." And I was like, I thought I did. At the end of every chapter, I literally have questions for reflection. So it doesn't have a place really for you to write them, but they're there. And the reason I did that is because as you begin to read and you begin to learn things, it'll stir up things inside of you and you should really capture them. So if there's enough room, great, write it. But if not, get a notebook and start really capturing things. I'm a highlighter. If you could see my library, you'd see a lot of books with a lot of markings, and I'll go back and reread books because when you learn something and it grows you to the next level, well, guess what? When you get to the next level, there's another level. You never stop growing. You never stop stretching. At least I hope you don't. Because the more you really pay attention to personal growth and development, I'm telling you, the bigger things get for you because people are attracted to you. You become confident, you believe differently. And so I want to encourage you above all else because I found a long time ago, success really does leave clues and consistency is that key to success. There's no doubt about it. So I put together this last slide. I saw this picture the other day and it really resonated with my heart. Usain Bolt, you know him as the fastest man in the world. He said, "I trained 4 years to run 9 seconds, and people give up when they don't see results in 2 months." And I thought, man, is that not the truth? 4 years every day of training to run 9 seconds. And so I just tell people, like, don't give up on you. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your family because the world needs you. Just like I told my mom, the world needs you. Well, guess what? She realized the world needed her, and she's been blazing a trail at 83 years old in this company for 2 years, changing lives every single day because she realized after she put this patch on, the world needed her. She's thriving, not just surviving. So, what would happen if you truly committed for the next 4 years? Could you do what Usain Bolt did? Could you commit to doing the three new people every day? Because I added up a couple of numbers here and I thought, you know what? If you talk to three new people every day for 4 years, that would be 4,380 people. So let's just say only a fourth of them, 25% of them join you. You would enroll 1,095. We're talking about 4 years here. And if you took 1,095 and divided it by four, you would see that it's not a lot of people, right? But you will get better. So it might not be that in the beginning. See, you might be like, well, I'm not enrolling that many people. But as you get better, as you grow as a person, as you read the books, as you develop yourself as a leader, you'll get better because you're sharpening yourself by doing it every single day. And so if you only, let's just talk about the 25% of them reached manager. See, I believe manager is simple. Manager is not a business decision and it's not a 30-day goal. Manager is you love four people. Let's call your mom, your brother, your sister, your best friend, your neighbor, your coworker. Let's get the four people you love on a core package and you're a manager. That's a decision you make today. And we do that in just a few minutes. I mean, honestly, it can be done that fast. Now, I'm not beating you up if you haven't done it that fast. So please use that loosely whenever I say that. But just know that's a decision. It's something flips, and I'm going to be confident and bold and help people get started. And if that's not in your wheelhouse, then there's somebody here to help you do it. So just know I get people to manager and they don't even know there's a business. Like they're not set out on the money, but I say to them, who do you love? Who are you thinking about right now? And they start telling me names. Let's get on the phone with them. I get those people to manager. just because we're having conversations with people. So if only 20% and 25% of them got to manager, that would be 274 managers in the next 4 years. Now, here's the fun thing. What if they duplicated? And those 274 became 1,096 on your second level. And then those duplicated and they became 4,384 on your third level. And then I believe that fourth level, I'm never stopping at three. That's just not me. I'm going to keep going and keep going. And then, but that fourth level would become 17,536 people. Like, think about that. That's just the managers duplicating, by the way, not even the whole 1,095. Do you see how big this could be? A total of over 24,000 people. And it was simply built on just the consistency of three people a day. So if we ran the numbers of three people a day, the 1,095 doing it, we would be way bigger than that. So just know, I don't care how you run the numbers. The truth is at the end of the day, it's about consistency. It's about going, you know what? For the next 4 years, I'm going to talk to three people every single day, no matter what. And I'm going to follow up with three people every single day, no matter what. And because we've been here 2 years full time doing that every single day. And one of my best friends just handed me her order form yesterday. Don't give up on the people you love. It's in their timing. And when the timing and circumstances are right for them, you won't be able to stop them. But you've just still got to be here when they're ready. So that's what I want to encourage you with is make sure you stay committed, you stay in the process, and you truly give it your all. Because here's what I know. There are people who have been doing the exact same work for 40 years at a job and they don't get paid what they're worth. They're not loving life. So what is 4 years? I mean, 4 years as an athlete preparing for the Olympics. 4 years is minimal for people to go to college and get a degree to come out with absolutely no guarantee of income, but most of they'll come out with debt a lot of times. So what would happen if you committed to three people to talk to every day, three people to follow up with, and invite them all to a Zoom? I want you to try it. I think if you would start tracking it and you would just stick in there, you will be amazed at what's going to happen. Because once again, I believe we have the greatest compensation plan, the greatest technology, and the greatest company on planet Earth. Not just in the United States, not just in our industry, but on the planet. And what David Schmidt's bringing to light, it's only going to get better. So with that, thank you so much for your time.